Shalom, everyone. This is Travis Pace with Asef Chavar, and I'm doing just a quick introductory teaching on praying with the Siddur. A lot of people have come to me and said, Travis, I opened some of these synagogue Siddurs, and it's overwhelming. It's so large, and you have to skip pages, and not only are we learning the Hebrew, but now we have to learn how to jump through some of these pages. And so what I wanted to do today was go through the Siddur and just give you like the first stages of learning about your Siddur, and then give a few examples of how to pronounce just the opening prayers of your day. So tune in if you're interested in learning more about the Siddur. The first thing that we really need to cover in your Siddur is to think of it as a way of praying like a ladder. And what that would be is while you're sleeping, your consciousness, your soul, your spirit is actually connected into the heavens. And when you return, you're returning as if you returned from being dead, very similar to as if you were resurrected and your soul was restored each time you wake up. And what you have to do is to start from a state of unclean and being dead and climb the ladder all the way up to the heavens. And you can think about praying can be considered as if you're walking from a foreign country into the king's palace and having an audience with the king. Each set of prayers is like a step closer to the palace. And since this palace is in the heavens above, our steps are climbing the ladder higher in elevation and higher in spiritual closeness to the Creator of heaven and earth. The opening prayers, we'll start with just the weekday prayers, and we're gonna make a Shabbat prayers as well, and then your different feast days, your different holy days, your new moons, and many different prayers to come. But for starters, the morning prayers is upon arising. These are prayers that you'll say immediately when you wake up, first thing in the morning, before your feet touch the ground, before you change clothes, before you take a shower. This is your immediate prayer as soon as you gain consciousness while you're awake in your bed. And then, as your feet touch the ground, we suggest that you refrain from talking to anybody else before you talk to the Creator. That the first conversation of your day should only be with God in the heavens above. And although it may seem important to look at your phone or to turn on the news or focus on getting some coffee immediately or whatever your normal routine is, we encourage you to consider that praying to God takes precedence over anything else to start your day. It'll put it into perspective. And so you go to your sink and you begin to say prayers at the sink. As soon as you're washing your hands, you're thinking about getting your soul ready for the day, getting your soul ready to be used for things of holiness. And after you've spiritually cleansed your soul, then we dress ourselves in garments of light, garments of the Creator, and we get ready. Now that we have washed and we're dressed, now we get ready to leave our homes and to enter into the King's palace. And you can see that when we come together, that our goal is to join together at the temple and to bring the first sacrifices, the first offerings at the temple that used to be performed by the Kohanim And today, the sacrifices or the bulls of our lips, these are the offerings of today. And so we connect ourselves and join ourselves to the timing of the priesthood in the temple, and we begin making prayers that coexist alongside with the actual sacrifices and prayers that were being put on the temple's altar. And then you'll notice that there's this section called Kaddish de Rabbanan, and this is the formula where once we're climbing a ladder, that when you get to the next step in the ladder, there's a moment of pausing, a moment of reflection to say, I am in a higher place than I was just a moment ago, and I'm getting ready to climb to a higher place than I am now. And so these breaks in your Siddur are known as Kaddish. And they are only meant, well, one purpose that they serve is to function as a break between layers of holiness or climbing the ladder. Again, an overview is we'll start with our morning prayers. Then we say morning blessings that are preparing our hearts, our souls, our minds, our physical bodies, are preparing them to get ready for Shachrit, the daily offerings. And sometimes we have things on our mind. We have important matters that demand our focus and attention. And so these morning blessings precede the Shachrit so that they could help you regain consciousness of what's really important. And that's the fact that you have been invited to go in front of the king and have a conversation. You get a chance to meet with the king of the universe and have a conversation. And so these blessings will help prepare your mental state, your spiritual state, and your physical state to get ready to approach the king. Next is the actual Shachrit preparation, and there's a series beginning with Hodu and continuing all the way up past the Shema and the Torah, getting ready for Amidah and many other things in between. And these are your preparatories, and then your actual Shachrit, your daily offerings, are the finale before you start your day. And if you're looking at it, you can see here that if you were to compare this like climbing a ladder, that you begin by your upon rising prayers, and then you go to your morning blessings. And after your morning blessings, you put on your tzitzit, you put on your talit, you put on your tefillin, and now that you're dressed for your very special occasion, you begin your morning prayers, your morning blessings, and you pause and you break with Kaddish, the Rabbanan, and from there, we begin to build up to the finale of Shachrit and the Amidah, and we go through Hodu and verses of praise. And because we're about to say the Shema, we say the blessing of getting ready to say the Shema. The Baruch is getting a blessing out because you're about to fulfill a commandment. When you do the Shema, you're now about to do another commandment. And so we get ready by blessing, getting up for the Shema, then the Shema itself, and that leads us to the standing prayers of deep meditation, the 18 prayers of the Amidah, known as Shmoneh Eshrei. And looking at these steps with just a few quick Bible verses, the word for rest, sleep, and dead are the same word used in the Hebrew language. We understand this to mean that our soul has left our body and joined to the heavens. When we wake in the morning, it's as if we resurrected and carry a small portion of death. Spiritual impurity, therefore, we thank God by saying the beginning prayer of our day, Modeh Ani. And if you're looking for a reference, 1 Kings 2:14, David slept with his fathers. And this verse comes to teach us that even though it's the concept of sleeping, it's sleeping with his fathers, which means that he has carried on into this other world. He's what we would call in America, he's died, right? He's in a state of death. But in Hebrew, you can see it here. And so the Siddur that we use, I gave you just a screenshot of getting familiar with looking at the pages of your Siddur and seeing the morning blessing upon arising, which is Modeh Ani. And from Modeh Ani, then we get ready by saying the morning blessings. And what we're saying with a Modeh Ani, I thank you, living and enduring King, for you have graciously returned my soul within me. Great is your faithfulness. Modeh Ani lifnecha melech chai, v'chayam shehechizarta bi nishmatai bechmala rabba imuna techa. And you're welcome to begin practicing this in your Hebrew. And so if you want to follow along, you would go Modeh Ani lifnecha melech chai v'chayam shehechizarta bi nishmatei bechimla rava emunatecha. And from here, now that we've finished Modeh Ani, we begin with saying the morning blessings. And we'll get people ready for these as we grow. And this class is more of your overview without actually doing the Siddur for you. But if you like this video and you would like more like it, write to us so that we can actually give you all of the text and the pronunciations. The prayer, Modeh Ani, does not utter the holy name of God, Hashem. And as we learn from the priesthood, they would wash their hands before serving in the temple and uttering God's name. So the next step that we do, netilat yadayim, which means the washing of the hands. So the next step is to perform a spiritual washing with the intention to remove the spiritual death that occurred while you were sleeping. And you can see in the book of Exodus 30:19, and Aaron and his sons wash from it their hands and their feet. And since we do not have an operating priesthood today, we ourselves are the priesthood of our family, and in some small ways, we perform the priestly duties in our homes. And as we prepare on what it looks like to perform priestly duties in our homes, learning that there's a spiritual washing that we must go through and a physical washing that accompanies this spiritual washing is part of our routine. And we say, "Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the washing of the hands. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim." And from this point, now that we've spiritually cleansed ourselves, we begin getting dressed for the big occasion. And the first layer of putting on our garment is the tzitzit. After we've washed our hands, which is washing our soul, we get dressed for the big event. We get to meet with the king. Our king has a kingdom, set rules that run this kingdom, and by putting on a garment of remembrance, we accept the kingdom and devote ourselves to obeying the king. Wearing this garment is being robed in light, robed in Torah. And we see here in Numbers 15:40, so that you remember and shall do all my mitzvot and be holy unto your Elohim. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the mitzvah of tzitzit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit. After we've put on our small talit katan, the next thing that we do is we put on our large talit, our talit gadol. And in this, we remember from Psalm 104 that we are enwrapping ourselves in his light. After we put on our personal talit katan, small garment, which hold the tzitzit as we work all day long, next we will put on the talit gadol, the large garment, which is being fully enwrapped over our bodies. This is our special prayer closet to hide away and enter into deep prayer. It's comparable to being transported directly into the heavens of light, as found in Psalm 36:9. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to enwrap ourselves in tzitzit. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit. I have to change this. It should read Vitzivanu lahitatif bazitzit. I'll make an amendment to this video. Putting on our tefillin comes next. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to put on tefillin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lichaneach tefillin. And this is found in Deuteronomy 6:8, where we bind tefillin as a sign upon our hand and let it be frontlets between our eyes. So now we're fully dressed and we're getting ready to begin the Shachrit blessings so that we can say the actual prayers of the Shachrit. Next, we would be leaving our homes for the temple, or in our case, the synagogue, to pray together as a minyan, which is 10 qualified persons. This is where we prepare ourselves to pray the Shema, the Amidah. Also, during certain days of the week, we bring out a Torah scroll and we read 1/3 of the Torah Parsha. In the next video, we will teach you the full Shema in Hebrew and then begin to fill in the prayers that lead up before the Shema. If you like this video, please like and share. Subscribe to us, write back, and we'd love to hear from you if we can make a video that would actually get you saying all the prayers of the day. So this is Travis Pace with Asef Chavar, wishing you a beautiful prayer life as you draw closer to Hashem.